So, Rachel, you were a producer on some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies before you directed Freddy's Dead. So, given that you've been so heavily involved in this franchise, I guess I just kind of want to start by asking what the Nightmare on Elm Street movies kind of mean to you. Like, what was it about these films that kept bringing you back to the point where you were eventually directing one?
Well, I now say, even now with my directing, everything I know about filmmaking, I learned on Nightmare on Elm Street because they were so unbelievably challenging, um, because they were so inventive. So it was the most creative environment you could possibly be put in the most challenging way, with not enough money. And so, how could you turn down your sort of learning curve of going from being an accountant to producer to director on a franchise that was so fantastic and had such a fan base immediately?
Sure. No, totally, totally. I totally agree. And kind of building off that, given that you were involved with the franchise for so long, kind of before directing Freddy's Dead, I'm curious what you think the most important aspect of Freddy Krueger is to get right. I mean, he's obviously terrifying. Robert's haunted all of our nightmares for decades now, but like we also love Freddy because he's funny. He can be so creative with his kills. When you kind of approached Freddy's Dead and started working on this movie, what was kind of going through your mind as far as what this horror icon needs the most?
I think that was a drop off in the box office between, so box office jumped on three, was doing well on four, and then dropped off on five. And I think a lot of the humor had gone out of the franchise in five, which is a beautiful, remarkable film, but quite different. And so we were assigned to bring back more the date movie, if you can call it that aspect of it. Um, but and balancing that, I mean, I think Michael DeLuca wrote a very, very funny script as well, with a very pop culture oriented script for the time, which works and then sometimes feels dated and doesn't work, and then sometimes works really well. In terms of Freddie, there was a lot of conversation with Robert in terms of direction and where he wanted to go, because you have to trust the master.
Yeah.
So Robert Shea, head of New Line, and Robert England, the two Roberts, were the masters of where to go with it.
Sure, totally. And I will say, I love all the Nightmare sequels, but I really love yours just because it does kind of remind me of the first movie so much, where you do kind of bring it back to balancing everything just the right level, not too funny, not too scary, but just the perfect match of both. I think you nailed Freddy's Dead.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I just want to point out that the chair in my background is the chair from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, where
Oh,
Nancy, the first person I've told this to, where Nancy falls into the boiler room.
I didn't even realize, but that totally is. That's awesome. I'm so jealous. That's so cool. So Rachel, you've obviously done a whole lot of work in your directing career since Freddy's Dead. I mean, I love Tank Girl, and you've worked on some TV shows that I really love. Is there like a single lesson, like more so than all the others, that you learned from Freddy's Dead that you really brought with you to the rest of your career?
Never say you can't do anything, because no matter how little money there is, no matter how many times they say no, there's an incredibly creative way to solve the problem. So never say no, and always come up with these really cool. I mean, I've built dissolving hands out of little bath bombs, party bath bombs. I mean, just never let the being told how expensive it's going to be get in the way of actually doing what you want to do as creatively as you can come up with.